This episode of the Poundcast is in part sponsored by Green Chef. Green Chef is the #1 meal kit for clean eating, so you can feel good about creating good-for-you meals with limited processed ingredients. Save yourself time meal planning, shopping, and prepping. Everything you need to make fresh, delicious meals is included. Plus, the ingredients are not only high quality, but come pre-measured and prepped, including pre-made sauces and some pre-cut produce. Go to greenchef.com/poundcast50 and use code poundcast50 for 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next 2 months. That's code poundcast50 at greenchef.com/poundcast50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next 2 months. greenchef.com/poundcast50. Green Chef, the #1 meal kit for eating well. This episode of the Poundcast is in part brought to you by Louisville Vegan Jerky Company. They make Louisville Vegan Jerky. That's right. It's meatless, soy-based jerky, and you can find them at lvjco.com, and they have lots of different flavors you can choose from, such as buffalo hot wing, pepperoni pizza, smoky Carolina barbecue, and they also have limited edition flavors that they come out with every month. And the newest flavor, perfect for the holiday season, is honey glazed ham. Okay? To quote the website, this is a juicy, savory ham flavor topped with a sweet glaze that deliciously balances the saltiness. And get this, 10% of sales of this flavor go to the Dare to Care Food Bank, which has been helping out families in Kentucky for the past 55 years. So if you order on the website and use the code word Poundcast, you get 20% off your order. Now, this stuff is bagged in the United States. It has a shelf life of 9 months, and you don't have to order it online. If you want to order it in person at stores, you can find it at places like Whole Foods and Sprouts. And just check out their website, lvjco.com. Once again, use the code word Poundcast and get 20% off your order.
Brent talking. Brent, what will Brent talk about today? Brent talking to some pimples. Brent will talk to friends, and Brent talking on the Poundcast.
Welcome to the Poundcast. My name is Brent Weinbach, and I'm here with stand-up comedian Louis Katz.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here.
It's a pleasure.
And in case anybody is wondering, Louis is spelled Louis, okay? European style.
Thanks, Brent.
Yeah.
It's good to clarify.
Yeah, well, people ought to know it's not with an E.
No, people are getting it now.
Oh, they are?
Just today at Starbucks. S.
Is that right?
No questions, no spelling.
Europe is getting big nowadays.
Yeah, it's getting real big.
It's very popular, Europe, these days.
People are in a Euro style.
People are really grooving to that Euro beat.
Yeah.
And exactly, yeah. It's the perfect music to work out to.
I work out to Euro music.
Yeah, you better, with a name like Louis.
I have no choice.
Were your parents thinking, why did your parents decide, let's go European on his name?
It's my grandpa's name.
Oh, is he European?
I mean, it's just, well, you want to know the real answer, or are we just doing the funnies?
Let's go funnies first.
You ever see that?
Your granddad was a wannabe European. He was American, and then he thought, I really want to be European. He doesn't even have an accent, but he started to develop one.
Yeah.
Working the coal mines in Northern California.
Yeah, he was in the Northern California coal mines. Most people got the grape fields, but he got the coal mines.
Yeah.
Bad deal.
Well, some people worked the grapevines. He worked the coal mines.
Exactly. You never hear it. No one's, there's a coal mine song. There's a grapevine song. There's a coal mine song.
Yeah. What's the coal mine song?
Isn't it working in a coal mine?
Wishing I was European. Something like that, right?
That's it.
They all wanted to be
goes.
European, and then your granddad started to develop this accent. First he just did it to himself. You just say, "Okay, what do I do next here? I'm gonna put the dynamite. Put the dynamite in here." And then he started getting more confident with the accent. He started saying, "Hey guys, I put the dynamite in there." What's that, Louis? No, it's Louis now. I go by Louis.
You know, there's a fine line between Schwarzenegger and Herzog, and it's hard to not cross the line. Can you know what I mean?
Yeah, so Herzog sounds more like this. He's like, I was working in the coal mines, and
You still sound like Arnold.
No, Arnold Schwarzenegger. I work in the coal mines. The coal mines. I put the dynamite in there, and I didn't. I said, put the dynamite in there. Do it now.
No,
but then
do Herzog.
Well, okay. They're both. I have to get the energy level the same for both of them to fairly compare it, right? So I'm getting too excited with Arnold, and he needs to be a little more calm, right? Mm-hmm. I used to work in the coal mines, and I would actually use dynamite to explode the rocks, and it was very interesting. You know,
that's just Arnold in an interview versus Arnold in a movie. That's the only difference.
Well, then Herzog, I think
it's like you're adding the and that's strictly Schwarzenegger. That's his accent.
Can you do the difference?
No, but I'm the coach. You're the player. Get rid of that.
I'm the player.
Get rid of all that. That's Arnold.
Arnold, look, my name is Arnold. I got my start doing weightlifting. I became the champion of the world. I was Mr. Universe, and I went on to do a
Herzog.
film. I started working in the coal mines. He talks a little bit more like this. This is Werner Herzog. I started my career.
Yeah. No, now I got it. I heard it. All of a sudden, it came to me.
Yeah,
I was like seeing Arnold, then.
There's a difference, definitely.
There is a difference.
There is a difference. I mean, first of all, Herzog has more of a sound like this. I want to do weightlifting like Arnold Schwarzenegger, but I'm not that sort of physique.
Yes, this is good.
Or something like
that. Man, now you're hitting it.
But there's a big difference. I don't think there's a fine line.
It took us 10 minutes for you to hit it right.
I don't think so. I think I was doing it the whole time.
You were doing Arnold the whole time.
I think your mind took some time to figure out the difference.
No. This mine's sharp.
You got that European mind.
I'm not European.
What's the real answer?
The real answer?
Well, what did they... Okay, they obviously just named you after... I didn't know that.
Louis is the European spelling, and people in America knew that Louis was pronounced Louis. And only recently has it gotten confused with Louis, as there's more Latin people coming to America, and Luis is a more common name. So as the European name becomes less common, and the Latin name, which is pronounced Luis, is more common, that's what happened.
Well, I thought what happened is that because of the state of Louisiana, that you're thinking, there's the S. You hear the S there.
Who is the state of Louisiana named after?
Exactly.
King Louis.
Exactly.
It's just hard to say double vowels. Louisiana. Doesn't sound right.
So they could have called it Louisiana.
That's not bad. Maybe I'll name my daughter that.
It sounds very feminine. I mean, Louisiana. It's almost kind of like Moana.
It is like Moana. Man, I was hyped to see Moana 2, but I heard it wasn't that good.
Oh, really?
The first one's good.
Oh, speaking of 2, you told me something before we started recording that I kind of want to get into.
Let's do it, man.
Okay, what happened?
Well, I know. Well, Brent, I don't know if people know this, but back in the day, he had an art exhibit where he took photos of his own doo-doo.
Poo-poo. We say poo-poo here. We don't use that.
Sorry.
That vile talk.
Sorry, I don't
use the vile verbiage. We say poo-poo or poo.
And he would eat the poo-poo. He would lick it like ice cream.
Yeah.
No, he would.
Look at this one, Bishop. Look at this one, Bishop.
Oh, Feliza.
The guy's name is Bishop also. Look at this one, Bishop.
As he always does that. I love that part.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, that's not. We're quoting
something pretty bad. Yeah.
Some homophobic Ugandan preachers.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not what Brent was. He was not homophobic. He was never Ugandan. Always wanted to be European. And but what Brent would do is he would take photos of his poo-poo.
Uh-huh. There you go.
And he framed them and he put them up in a art gallery.
That's true.
And every once in a while, when I have a tremendous dump,
yes,
something worth capturing,
yes,
I take the picture and I always think of you.
Yeah.
And I want to show it to you. And I took one recently that's really
can't wait to
really
see
mind blowing.
Wait, hold on.
Can we blow it up on the screen or what? We should have done that beforehand,
if you
right?
email it to Aaron, we could do it actually.
All right, let's do it.
Wait, I don't know if I think that the video could get flagged though. So let me just take a look at it and then we'll put it on for the. I don't know what will happen actually.
All right, what's amazing about this is, Chase, I should describe it. Let me describe it, and then you can see it.
Well, there's a story behind this, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
What I saw when I looked back at the toilet was something amazing. My ass had performed a magic trick. The poo-poo tied in a knot. It sounds impossible.
Tied in a knot. I think I might have been there before in one point in my life, but
Look at that. See that? The log is tied in a knot. It cannot be done any slower.
it cannot be done any slower. That's pretty good. It is like a magic trick.
It is.
With a rope. It's a rope trick.
It's a rope trick.
Yeah, it's funny.
a rope trick.
It is funny.
Or a log trick, whatever you want to call it.
There's some deep the liquid around it is very deep. What I mean by that is the color is deep in a way.
Well, I have a bidet, so there's more liquid. There's liquid being added.
Oh, that's after the
things are being
squirt?
blasted.
Is that
That's post blast.
That's post blast. Okay.
Yeah.
How many blasts did you get on the Acorn on that one?
Well, do you work with bidets?
No, I don't do that. In fact, I don't know if you remember this in San Francisco. They were interviewing comedians to use it for the local news to use this bidet. Do you remember?
No,
that?
I don't remember that.
Oh well. Anyway, that's where Blast the Acorn came from. Is my friend Scott, who you know him, or you met him at least. He kind of said, "Oh, you should." Well, he used to call the butthole an acorn, and then the thing kind of. Anyway, I think I've probably told the story before on the podcast. But anyway, it was from testing out the bidet, and so I blasted the acorn pretty hard. I don't know.
But you wouldn't try
I didn't like that because, well, first of all, I didn't actually let it touch my acorn because
you don't like your acorn to be blasted. You don't know what kind of feelings will be.
First of all, when you blast the acorn, doesn't the poo just splatter all over the place?
Well, it's a gentle spraying, and
is that right?
I have a fancy bidet now.
Oh, because the one I tested out, it shot out really hard. It was fire hose style.
Dude, this is what's horrible? So my friends have a bidet, but it's like European style. It's like old, like it looks like a.
You would like that? Then.
No, I don't like it.
Your granddad would have loved it.
Maybe he would, but it looks like it's a weird metal device. It looks like some kind of like a weird like medical tool from the olden times, like something Marilyn Manson would have, like like as a toy,
as an art piece.
Dude, I put it the wrong way. I thought I was flushing it. Blasted in the face by a bidet.
No way.
In the face, dude. How horrible is that?
That is so gross.
It's horrific. It's one of the worst things that's ever happened to me.
Did you get pink eye or anything?
I didn't get anything.
Did you get brown eye?
I didn't.
Brown eye girl. Brown eye. That takes new meaning to the song Brown Eye Girl.
Yeah, brown eye gives you pink eye.
Yeah.
It's ironic.
That song Brown Eye Girl it's about a woman who was messing around with a European bidet and kind of hit the wrong switch.
I thought it was about anal.
Oh, that too. Yeah.
All right. But anyway, so the one I have, you can control how hard it goes into the butthole. But I think my butthole sits at a weird angle. So I can't. It's hard to get it to hit it right.
Yeah.
I've got a weird.
Yeah, I think of that about bidets. How do they do that right? Because
you can see mine. I can adjust it all. You can all. It's all
but then if you're underneath too much, then I feel like it's going to squirt and then
it's
drip
coming
down.
at an angle.
Yeah,
it's shooting like that.
But then doesn't liquid dribble down into your taint and stuff?
That's what I was.
And your balls,
I'm a little concerned about that because if you get wet balls. You don't dry those balls.
There's no turning back.
No, but seriously, no, I'm not. This is not a joke.
Oh, I know.
This is serious.
Well, I know.
If you got wet balls and you don't dry those balls, that's going to be a problem.
Yes,
That's what jock itch is.
I know. I know.
Those balls.
I know.
So I'm still wiping a lot because even though mine has it blows like warm air, like an air dryer, but it's never
That's
totally
even
dry.
worse for your balls. All that humidity, there's warm air and wetness.
No, the air is drying the balls to some extent, but not as dry as I would like my balls. Mm-hmm. I would like
a little
dry
bit
balls.
Oh yes, of course.
Arid balls.
They should
Dune 3 balls.
They should what did you call it?
Dune 3 balls.
Dune 3.
Yeah.
What is Dune 3?
It's very dry on Dune.
Dune 3 Part 3, the new movie. Yeah.
Balls.
Dune 3 balls.
Yeah, there you go. Finally.
Got it. I understand it.
Yeah.
It's I was thinking that they should maybe have another hose that shoots out powder or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe some.
It sounds like this.
Yeah, some like a powder puff, that like a puff machine, not just air, get the powder going.
I mean, the air is pretty good.
You ever powder your balls?
No.
Do you
Never
ever
been a ball powderer?
You've never said to somebody when you're at dinner, "Excuse me, I need to powder my balls." and you leave for a moment.
It's just an excuse.
Yeah.
To get out.
You're not actually. You're actually
powdering.
making a phone call on the payphone.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, man. I mean, like you are correct that the wet balls is a bidet concern.
Yeah.
But I still feel so much cleaner. Dude.
Really?
So much cleaner.
I always wipe with water. I mean, I just wet the tissue with water.
Where's the water?
In the sink.
And you wet the. See, the thing about tissue though. Tissue's made to break up when it starts getting wet.
Not if you're good
so you
with
probably got a bunch of
dingleberries.
Yeah.
I
bet you get mad dingleberries.
No, I don't.
I bet you get butt dust. I bet you get all that stuff.
No, I'm clean. I keep it clean because I know about dingleberries. Believe me, I used to pick dingleberries for a living. I used to be
in the fields in Northern California.
Yeah, Northern California. Back in the days when I wanted to be European, I was out there in the fields just
picking dingleberries.
All the farmers' butts up in the air, and I'm out there picking the ripest berries.
Remember you protested, and everyone had those bumper stickers, no dingleberries.
Yeah,
and no one would take a dingleberry for a long time.
When you drive up the 5, you see those signs, fresh dingleberries. They were all spray painted X's on all the fresh dingleberries.
No
signs,
dingleberries.
But
remember the book, The Dingleberries of Wrath? It's just Dave Rath's Dingleberries.
Dave Rath. People don't even know who that is. Hopefully he listens to the podcast.
I'm sure he does.
He would love that joke.
He's a big Doug Pound fan. He's disappointed every week.
Yeah. Actually, he doesn't listen anymore, so because of that. So,
we'll have to tell him about it. Send him the little snippet.
I'll send him the clip. Maybe he starts listening again.
Yeah.
Because, Doug used to make Dave Rath jokes all the time. Actually, Doug was with Dave Rath at one point.
Everyone was.
Yeah.
Except
Were
for me.
you?
No.
Okay. Did you want to?
I mean, I would always wanted this management thing, but I really briefly had a manager. It's never been.
You don't
good
have
for
a
me.
manager. And I'm
have unrepped.
Well, me too, by the way. I haven't had a manager in over 10 years.
Probably about the same for me.
Oh, you did have a manager at one point.
Briefly, yeah.
Uh-huh.
But I haven't had a manager or an agent in probably around 10 years as well. 10 years.
Yeah, you don't need it.
I think there's some things where it would be a little better.
Oh, really?
But I like keeping that money. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And I feel like you probably are making good money now. Anyway.
Make decent money.
Yeah. I mean, with your own stuff and also David Tell's stuff?
It's not bad. Could be better.
The Poundcast is in part sponsored by Green Chef. So what's Green Chef? Well, it's a service that provides you with a box of fresh, measured-out ingredients along with recipes for you to make home-cooked meals. It's like ordering from a restaurant, but you are the restaurant, and you don't have to go through the trouble of going to the store and portioning everything out. It's basically the easy way to do fresh, home-cooked meals. Sounds familiar, right? Sounds like an ad for HelloFresh, right? Well, the thing is, Green Chef is owned by HelloFresh, and so with a wider array of meal plans to choose from, there's something for everyone. And right now, winter is coming, and while our days are shorter, our to-do lists aren't. Green Chef can make your busy weeks easier, simple as that. Taste what's in season. Current recipes feature fresh seasonal organic produce like delicata squash, cranberries, Brussels sprouts, green beans, and pumpkin. Green Chef just celebrated its 10th birthday in October. That's a decade of helping you eat more deliciously, sustainably, and nutritiously with restaurant-worthy recipes made with clean, quality ingredients. And Green Chef makes it easy to eat right for your lifestyle with delicious options like Mediterranean, keto, plant-based, gluten-free, calorie-smart, and more. Customizable meals also allow you to double your protein or vegetables, plus even swap to plant-based proteins. I did Green Chef and made some great dishes like the harissa barramundi with hot honey glaze with cauliflower rice with kale. I had the chicken salad with red pepper relish with kale and butternut squash, and I also did the spicy chicken wrap with cabbage, tomato, and corn slaw. They were all tasty, but I think I like the fish the most. And best of all, I use only ingredients I wanted in there. If I don't like an ingredient, it's out of there. With Green Chef, I'm the chef. I'm in control of the food. You understand? So go to greenchef.com/poundcast50 and use code poundcast50 for 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next 2 months. That's code Poundcast50 at greenchef.com/Poundcast50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next 2 months. greenchef.com/Poundcast50, code Poundcast50. Green Chef, the #1 meal kit for eating well. And now back to the program. But wait a second. Let's get back to the story here for this poo, though.
Oh, my bad.
So wasn't there a story behind it, though?
That's it. It was a knot. My
Oh, no,
log
I
tied
thought,
in a knot.
I thought there was a story about you going to a concert.
Oh, this
that's
story.
something else.
Oh, that's something. You want to know that story?
Oh, that's a different thing.
Yeah, I told you that story. You want to hear it again on live?
Well, I heard a very abbreviated version of it.
I mean, that's the story. Well, I went to. All right, so here's the story.
No, because there was details I didn't ask you about that I wanted.
All right,
to
sure. So here's the story. Sorry. All right, yeah, sure.
I thought this.
So this was
the same.
a few years ago. Outkast reunited, and they were doing concerts all over, but their big concert was in their hometown of Atlanta, which is also they did a huge music festival with all these local Atlanta groups and rappers and stuff, and just Southern rappers. And so what?
No, go on.
So I'm booked gigs around it, and I flew myself there to go, but I just went by myself. It was kind of like
That's cool.
it's not cool.
I've done that.
Yeah,
I saw Ahmad Jamal by myself. I flew up just for the day,
That's pretty cool.
night, and I flew back the same night.
that's
in San
classy.
Francisco. It was in
That's
San
cool.
Francisco.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But so I fly there. I didn't get much sleep. Oh, so during the day there was two. It was going to rain that night. I had two options. I'm like, do I need I need a poncho or I could take a nap? I could go out and buy a poncho or I could go take a nap.
Wait, a poncho for the diarrhea? Or
No. The diarrhea is not
to
even.
hold the diarrhea.
Wait, you're killing the ending.
No,
Spoiler alert.
I was
Spoiler alert.
No, I was acting as though I didn't know the end of the story.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because picture that. I don't know anything about the story. And I'm thinking poncho for diarrhea? I'm thinking, if it's a poo-related story and there's a poncho involved, I bet people were thinking, for diarrhea? And I was just saying what people were thinking.
All right. Well, okay, sure. I was getting the poncho not in case of diarrhea, but in case of rain.
Okay.
It was supposed to rain. So I either I had to nap because I barely slept, or I could go get this poncho. I decide poncho. I need to buy the poncho. They'll have energy drinks at the concert. So I go to two different sporting goods stores. I finally get a poncho. I take a 10-minute nap. I go to the concert. Tons of ponchos, no energy drinks.
Oh my gosh.
Who would have thought?
Yeah, that's so funny.
Yeah. So because it's Atlanta and that's where they make Coca-Cola, instead of energy drinks, all they sell is Coke products.
Yeah.
At the time Coke didn't have an energy drink. But they did have 22-ounce bottles of Coke Zero, which is delicious. Brent hasn't tried it. You got to try it. It's a great Coke product.
I don't drink anything without, if it's an alternate sugar, I'm not doing it.
Coke Zero is excellent. It's basically anyone who still drinks Diet Coke, it's like they just want to punish their mouths because Coke Zero tastes like real Coke.
I don't know how they do it.
But there's a problem. I pound one. I pound the other. I'm back. I got energy. I'm dancing around. I'm in the VIP. I bought VIP
And you're
VIP
dancing.
ticket. Dude, I'm dancing.
Really?
I'm
Now
living it up.
that's another level of going to a thing by yourself. You're at the concert by yourself.
But what else you can do, man? You feel
And wait,
the
is it
vibes.
to Outkast or in other bands?
To Outkast.
Okay.
Because I had to sleep and buy a poncho all the day, so I missed a lot of the other
Oh, really?
groups
Oh, wow.
due to all the poncho buying and stuff.
Was there any-
I think maybe I saw Killer Mike, too. I
Okay.
can't remember. And anyway, but then the double, that's too much Coke Zero. Whatever's in there to make it so delicious, mess with my guts. So right around...
0 plus 0 equals 2.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Or
That's
3, I guess, is diarrhea. I don't know.
2.2.
2.2. Yeah, something like that. 2.2, yeah.
So right when they hit Miss Jackson, I got to run to the porta potty. Now, luckily, I'm in VIP, so they got the fancier porta potties.
Oh, you got VIP tickets.
I just got one ticket. It was just me.
Ticket.
Yeah, I got VIP
You
ticket.
got VIP ticket.
I got VIP ticket. And then I had diarrhea. I came back after Miss Jackson. I'm still in it, though. I'm in the game.
Wait, hold on.
I'm in it
This
to
is
win
what
it.
I wanted to ask you about. Okay, so it was a nicer porta potty
Yes.
because it was VIP.
Yes.
So it was the VI porta potty.
Yeah, VIP porta potty.
The VI potty.
VIP porta potty. The adventure of communist doo-doo.
So so wait, did you... Well, so it was clean. It was a pretty clean porta potty, or was it still nasty?
It was. I mean, I can't remember. I know I didn't feel the need to go to the hotel after that. I was staying till the end of Outkast.
By the way, I don't think I've ever used a porta potty before to go poo.
You gotta do what you gotta do sometimes, man.
I'm just saying. I've gone pee in one, but I never.
But I probably. I mean, this is not from memory, but this is just knowing me. I hovered.
You did, yeah. Okay.
I hover. So I probably just blasted the whole thing.
Was it equipped with tissue and stuff?
Yes, it must have been.
Was there a place to wash your hands?
I believe so, yes. One of those outdoor ones.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I just know me, and like, there's no way I would have this is without remembering, but there's no way I would have done all this and been able to stay if I couldn't have done all those things.
Yeah.
So I think I did all that, and I came back. I saw the rest of the concert. But man, the next day, you know what? I might have. Then I think later that night I sharded a little bit in my underwear.
Oh my gosh, really?
I think I left the underwear.
You did that as an adult?
Yeah.
Wow.
It happens from time to time.
Well, that happens now.
It's too much Coke Zero. And then the next day, the guy I was traveling with, this was a crazy road trip actually. What's his name? John Michael Bond. Do you know him?
No.
He was touring with me. I give him the car. He's pumping the gas. He like left my car at the gas station. It was horrible. And then we go to this gig.
Left your car to the gas station?
Yeah, like I told him to pay for the gas. He like leaves it in the thing.
Oh, your card. Okay.
Yeah, my card.
Yeah.
So
I
then
thought you said car. I thought I didn't understand.
Left my car to the gas station. Then we go to the gig. Like I've stayed in horrible hotels. Like this hotel, we like check into it. We're looking at it. We're like, we can't stay here. We've got to stay somewhere else. So we'd like check in, look around at it, and then we put the stuff back in the trunk, and we go to the gig. Wow. The gig is rough. This lady's heckling the whole time. She's like heckling. You know what I mean? Like one of those ones. Like this lady is heckling the whole show, and then afterwards, this lady from the show is flirting with me. It's the same woman. The woman who was heckling me is now flirting with me after the show.
Yeah.
And like, I'm annoyed with her. I'm like mad about the show and all that. And we're talking about how we have nowhere to stay. And she's like, well, I'll get a hotel room.
What?
Yeah. She's like, I'll pay for a hotel room for you guys.
What?
So then she gets a hotel room. I'm like, we have to get our stuff. Like, I think our stuff was, our stuff was still in the hotel
room. Even though she heckled you during the whole show, you were being friendly with her enough
I wasn't. I was like kind of like annoyed by her, but I'm non-confrontational. So
I'm sorry, what city is this?
Somewhere in the South.
Okay.
Unknown. We get a hotel. I said we have to get. Actually, I think we left our stuff, but we're like we can't stay there. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go get our stuff, and we're gonna go to this hotel. So we get the stuff. We get the hotel. She gets one hotel room with 2 beds. Like John Michael's there. I'm there in the bed. We're like drinking and partying.
You're hanging out with the woman.
Yes. And then
didn't you feel a conflict here?
Definitely. But this was the deal. I needed a hotel room, and then he had to pretend like he was asleep. And then we had sex while he was asleep, and that's how I paid for the hotel room. That's a true road story. Yeah, that's a real one.
Whoa, you mean you did it? You did that because you wouldn't have got the room?
I could tell what the vibe was. She paid for the hotel room. I felt like I owed her, so that was that.
That's very interesting. But I thought you were going to say the poo comes in. Where does the poo come in?
The poo is out of the story by now. Other side now. Went from back to front.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Did you feel like a gigolo?
I felt dirty, but in a good way.
Like a Richard Gere gigolo.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she actually had good taste in jazz music. She was really into she put on Money Jungle, that Duke Ellington album. It's a good one.
That's crazy though that you went that far with a woman who was disruptive during a comedy show, which is the worst thing of a show, for a comedy show.
I always had no line. If a woman that I found even remotely attractive wanted to sleep with me, I would do it.
And what did you find attractive about this woman?
She wanted to have sex with me.
That's okay. So that yes. Counts as
I'd have to be like really turned off. I mean, I'm sure there's some level that I just wouldn't like. I can't do this, but I was good to go for many years.
Was she okay? Aside from wanting to be with you or desiring you, was there anything attractive about her at all?
She paid for the room. I don't remember her being horrific.
I mean, physically, you were attracted to her.
Enough. I don't remember.
Uh-huh.
I just remember these details. Maybe John Michael can answer.
And wait a second. John Michael actually listened to the whole thing?
I think he's asleep. He like pretended to go to sleep because he knew this is what we have to do to get the room. So he like pretended,
What a wild time.
It's a wild time in the South, man.
And did he hear things?
I assume so.
Wow, that's wild.
Yeah.
That's very wild.
It was wild.
That's wild. That's the most wild thing.
Yeah, man.
Is that the most wild thing you've ever done?
No, there's other things.
Uh-huh.
I mean, plenty of things.
You know what's wild is this. Remember when we were in
what are you gonna say?
in Ohio?
I don't know. When I take the bus to go.
We both did. We both took the bus.
Took the bus.
So we, for some reason,
That was horrible.
it seemed like it was cheaper to fly into. We were going to Cincinnati, but it was cheaper to fly into Dayton for some reason, or something like that. I don't know why. And I think, did you? Yeah, we flew in. You were flying from New York, and I was flying from Los Angeles.
From you. But I took the bus from.
Dayton. We both did. We met in Dayton.
Yeah.
And then we took the Greyhound bus to Cincinnati. We should have rented a car, but or something,
Yeah.
But the bus was crowded, and we had to sit apart from each other because it was so crowded.
Yes.
And you were sitting next to this guy who was some sort of gangster cheerleader or something. And
it was a young black dude who was like doing all these hand signals, but like aggressively.
It was a gangster,
the
right?
whole ride. I don't know what it was.
So
it was
funny.
Aggressive hand signaling.
I remember seeing it. I was sitting kind of in back, it's sort of a few seats in back of you. And I could see something was going on there. And I just thought, what are you sitting next to?
Very aggressive hand signaling.
What was going on?
That's all I could say. I didn't say, hey, what's with the aggressive hand signaling?
But did you interact at all?
No, man.
But okay, was he listening to music?
Yes, I believe so.
And so he was sort of dancing to the music, but they were these sort of cheerleading moves. But
they were very aggressive, very
style.
big moves. Kind of gangster, kind of cheerleader.
Do it.
It's really
Can you
hard
do
to
it
say.
again?
Just like, I can't remember.
Do more.
I can't
I'm
remember.
the coach now.
I can't
You're
remember.
the player.
I can't remember. I can't remember because anything I do is not going to truly encapsulate how strange it was.
It was really
very
weird. I could
strange.
sort of see what was going on. I asked you later. I said, what was going on?
Gangster cheerleader. That's all I could say. I don't even know how to describe it.
And were you scared when that was happening?
I was just like, what is this? It's just Greyhound, man. It's Greyhound.
It was such a
so
perfect
many
Greyhound
Greyhound things. Yes.
It was such a perfect Greyhound thing because it was so bizarre that the guy was doing this. I could see that there was a weird movements happening.
Yes. In his seat on the Greyhound.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That was a rough one.
But that trip was also pretty wild, too, because I don't know if you remember this, but I got hives for some reason. I'd never gotten hives before.
Yeah, you did get hives. Jeez, I can't believe it's on the same trip.
All over my body. Something was I don't know if it was in the hotel room or what.
Yeah, you did get hives.
Or if it was the sheets or what, but if it was in the air in Cincinnati. Yeah. But I looked like a leopard man.
Yeah, you did.
And I'm not leper. I look like a leopard.
I mean, a little bit of both.
Well, maybe, but I was a leopard. I looked like...
It looked crazy.
I had spots all over my body, and I remember showing you my body with just my underwear on, I think. You took pictures of me, actually. I still have the pictures, and I kind of was posing in a sort of, provocative way and stuff, but it was... my body was covered with these spots. It looked so weird.
It did look weird.
I never looked like that before.
Man.
And that was such a wild time. That's the most wild thing I ever did.
You got hives.
I was getting hives in Cincinnati with you, That was pretty funny, that trip, though, because I remember we were looking at some funny stuff on the internet, too. I won't get into that, but...
Okay.
Do you remember that?
I don't remember anything, man.
Remember we were looking at some photos of somebody's vacation?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Ah, okay.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
All right. No, I can't go into more detail than that.
All right.
But we were just having some fun looking at some pictures of somebody's vacation,
This sounds really weird. I don't know what it is, but
I'll tell you later. I'll tell you later. Once you see it later, you're gonna think. But yeah, man, what did you think of those that leopard look I had going?
I mean, I was scared I would get it. I didn't want to come near you.
You thought I was contagious or something?
I mean, who knows what it is, man? I never seen a leopard man. Never seen it. Stripes, fine. Spots, I'm out.
Yeah. It was so crazy.
Yeah.
And man, it itched so bad. Oh man, talk about jock itch. This is way worse. I mean, jock itch can be bad. You've had it before?
No, I've never had it. I'm always scared of it. I dry my balls pretty well.
You what?
Dry my balls.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Who taught you that?
I do like this. I get a towel.
Grandpa Louis. Oh, that's a Grandpa Louis move right there.
No.
Did you call him Grandpa Louis?
He was dead.
You never met him?
No.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Jews typically only name kids after people who've died already.
Is that right?
Yes.
Is that true?
Yes.
Did you? Was he European? Let's hear the truth. Or we could save it for unzip.
It's like all Ashkenazi Jews come from Europe originally. I don't know if that makes him European. You know what I'm saying?
No, I meant, though, was he born in Europe?
I don't think so. I think he was born in New York.
Oh, really? New York.
Probably.
That's
Actually,
where.
I don't even know, but I think New York.
Uh-huh. So then how did he get Louis as a name? His parents were European. Must have been born in Europe.
Yeah, man. It was a popular name back then. Like my name.
We're in Europe, by the
It's
way. France?
no, hell no. Hungary and Ukraine. But if you look at any, like, I say my name is like, it's just names are generational in Jewish, there's like, you don't meet as many Estelles or, like Fays, they're like old, like they become grandparents' names. Then another generation discovers them. But, a lot of temples or Holocaust memorials will have names of dead people or victims of the Holocaust in that case. And you can almost always find a Louis Katz.
Is that right?
Yes.
Oh, wow. It's popular.
It was, yeah. It was a common name back in the day.
Uh-huh. By the way, I just had this other detail just came to mind about the cheerleader.
Mm-hmm.
He was saying something too. He was had these chants. I remember you telling me there were these chants, these kind of cheerleading gangster chants that he was doing, and I don't remember what they were, but
I don't either.
They were really funny though when you told them to me. I wish that we could have recreated that.
I wish I could remember better.
Make it up.
I can't.
I don't even remember.
Make it up.
I don't remember what even the syllables were. It was something. Oh. I don't know. I can't do it.
See, you can't do it.
Well, I can't do it. I mean, I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe it sounded like this.
When I cheerlead, I'd like to use the pom-poms.
I don't know.
Pom-pom this, pom-pom that. Riddle me this. Dr. Freeze.
Riddle me this.
I don't know. Because isn't the Riddler in...
It's Jim Carrey's the Riddler, though.
I know, but isn't he in that same movie where he plays Dr. Freeze?
I think so.
They're both in the same movie, right?
It's Mr. Freeze, right? Dr. Freeze?
I thought he was a doctor.
Mr. Freeze is the ice cream. Dr. Freeze is the villain.
Yes, or does he become...
No, Mr. Freeze is the villain. It's Mr. Freeze.
Oh, it's Mr. Freeze?
He's not a doctor.
But he is a doctor.
The thing is, he went to graduate school, but he never finished his doctorate. So he is not Dr. Freeze. He's just Mr. Freeze.
I thought, okay, because I was thinking maybe it was kind of like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, He starts out when he's Jekyll, he's Dr. Freeze, and then when he's Hyde, he becomes Mr. Freeze.
He just loses his doctorate.
Yeah. He loses his tenure or something, I don't know. He gets...
But that's actually a good point, of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, about like it is like a class thing. Like it's the doctor who's all fancy and knows how to act.
Oh, it is.
And it's the mister who's not as well educated, who's like a fiend.
Well, I think, okay, do you think Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde is basically about alcoholism?
It could be about alcoholism. It could just be about male libido.
Oh, male libido. That's an interesting point. Or also, I guess, could just be about mental illness or, just by being bipolar or something like that.
Or not even like that. Or just the dark side of what a human is.
Yeah.
There's a good side and the bad side.
Okay, so that's interesting. That it's the less educated... It's the less educated that is being associated with either being hornier, being
evil,
or whatever. Yeah, or just being wild.
Yeah.
So if you're educated, you're less wild. You're more you're sophisticated, I guess.
Civilized.
It's kind of civilized. Yeah, that's
very
pretty
British. It's British.
That's interesting. Yeah, that is interesting. Yeah, I guess people when they're being wild, they're just being horny, and they're just having adult relations with hecklers at comedy shows and stuff.
I did what I had to do.
But then when you're on the Greyhound bus and you're sitting next to a cheerleader, kind of more of a doctorate,
Did what I would say it was classier to get this hotel room and listen to jazz and have sex with a lady for the hotel room.
So she was putting on jazz
Greyhound. Yeah, the good jazz.
And now, who did she like again?
Money Jungle. That's one of the best jazz albums of all time. It's you know that album?
No, I don't think I do.
Dude, it's a one-off. It's Max Roach.
Oh, Max Roach.
Duke Ellington and Charles Mingus in a trio. They only did it once. They almost barely got through the session. They're fighting throughout it.
Is that right?
And
really?
It's amazing.
Now that sounds like a Mingus name for the album, but you're saying it's a Duke album.
It's all three of their names together.
Oh,
so sometimes they list it as a Duke Ellington album, but it's just there wasn't a name for the combo. Mm-hmm. It was Duke Ellington, Charles Mingus, Max Roach.
Who's your top jazz? And you are a jazz guy.
I'm a big jazz guy. Yeah,
big jazz guy.
Yeah, I am. I listen to a lot because when I write, I listen to jazz because I can't have words.
Yeah,
and things with beats, even too much like hard, like 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 a lot of electronic music will have strong beats to it. That's I find distracting.
Eurobeat,
I can't do the Eurobeat. That's for working out.
Eurobeat taps into your primal roots, and
that's more of a Mr. Hyde.
That's a Mr. Hyde type thing.
I'm Dr. Jekyll. I got to listen to jazz.
Jazz for Jekyll. Jazz for Jekyll.
Jazz for Jekyll. So I like. I mean, Mingus is one of my tops guys. Max Roach is also great.
Oh yeah.
I like. Weirdly enough, I like only very late Duke Ellington. Right before he dies, he puts out like 4 albums, and they're all awesome. They're good.
What decade is that he dies?
Early 70s actually.
That's interesting. Yeah. So did he? To be honest, I don't think I'm familiar with his later stuff, Duke Ellington. So did he get funky like everybody tried to get in the 70s?
It's like
or whatever, the late 60s.
It's not as to me. I guess some jazz to me sounds old. I don't know how to describe it except for this. Some jazz sounds old to me, and some of it doesn't, and it doesn't sound old to me. It's like, and a lot of Duke Ellington, like I always liked Mingus, and everyone's like, I asked a jazz person, I was like, well, what if I like Mingus? What else would I like? And he's like, well, Mingus is just Mingus. And it's not true. Mingus is doing a lot of Duke Ellington. No, but he's doing Ellington, because Ellington has these big build-ups where it's very exciting. It's almost like an action movie. And Duke Ellington has a ton of that. Even the older ones that sound kind of old-timey to me, he has these like big, exciting build-up things that I think are really cool. So I like that. I like this guy. There's another drummer guy who's really good. He always wears a cape. I can't remember his name.
Gene Krupa, Buddy Rich.
No. No, he's actually another California guy. I like Art Blakey. I like a lot of these drummers with combos. Let me see if I can find them real quick. But yeah, Art Blakey. I like Alice Coltrane. Some of that stuff is really cool.
So you like freaky stuff too, huh?
Yeah, I do.
You like kind of out there free stuff.
Yeah, I do. I do like that stuff.
Oh, because because it's unbeat. But you know what? It's funny. That's kind of Mr. Hyde to me too, though. You know
what? Freaky jazz like that? Say
Alice Coltrane or
Chico Hamilton. You know Chico Hamilton?
Yeah, I do. Yes, yeah.
It's like these. I'm big into like drum stuff, so I end up liking a lot of these drummers that lead the bands. Chico Hamilton, Max Roach, Art Blakey are all drummers, but their bands are like great. I think. I don't know why, and it is a little more modern sounding, I guess, to me. I don't know. I don't like fusion. Can't get into fusion.
Yeah, as you know, me. I do like jazz fusion.
Oh,
you know that, right?
I couldn't remember that. I couldn't remember. I forgot
really?
That you like jazz fusion? Yeah.
Oh, I love jazz fusion.
It's big. There was a thing on Twitter I saw where it was like people were listing their top 5 Miles Davis albums. No one put in like Kind of Blue. They're all doing
Bitches
the 70s, Bitches Brew,
yeah.
Kilimanjaro, like all that stuff. I can't even really listen to that stuff, honestly.
I mean, Bitches Brew is not... That is fusion, but it's not... I don't know. The fusion I like is more, along the lines of Weather Report or, dare I say, Spyro Gyro.
Whoa. Whoa.
Which eventually became smooth jazz.
We just lost all the Patreon viewers.
No, they like that. Actually, I did a Patreon exclusive once that was it's hard to pick my favorite top smooth jazz stuff, but
I'm not into the smooth. I like a rough.
Well, but you got smooth on your shirt though.
This is a shirt. My friend Jason got me the shirt.
I'd rather be listening to Grammy Award-winning 1999 hit "Smooth" by Santana, featuring Rob Thomas of Matchbox 20. What does it mean?
I think it's pretty literal.
Oh, really?
It's just what I'd rather be doing.
Do you like that song?
No, it's ironic.
You don't.
It's exactly the opposite of literal. It's ironic.
Got it. Are you? Do you dislike the late 90s like me?
Not necessarily. It's late 90s is kind of vague. There's a lot of good stuff coming in the late 90s.
Well, in general.
I don't like new metal. I don't like...
In general.
I don't like new metal. I don't like pop. I don't like that pop punk that comes out of then. But I like, Radiohead is still at the top of the game in the late 90s. Outkast is still in the top of the game in the late 90s. So there's a lot of good stuff in that time.
Do you think that you are a music connoisseur?
I mean... Music's my first love. Are you being sarcastic?
No,
you're smiling at me like I'm an asshole for answering it.
No, not at all.
I'm big into.
I wasn't. No, I didn't mean anything by that. Whatever.
You just like the way you said connoisseur. I think.
Yeah, maybe I'm just. I just think I'm just.
Full of joy.
Full of joy is all. Yeah, right. I just think I think I love you.
That makes me feel good. I always say music is my first love before comedy. I really love music. I still try and find new music and listen to music all the time. I don't know if I know as much as other people. Then I see do you ever on Instagram? I don't know if you see they do Pitchfork and they'll do a band and they'll interview this band, their perfect 10 album. I've never heard of the band. I've never heard of the album they recommend. I don't know any of this shit.
You never even heard of Pitchfork, and you're reading the site.
Yeah, man.
I don't even know what this. I never even heard of this site.
I thought it was an anti-Frankenstein's monster site.
That's really funny. I thought it was a site dedicated to American Gothic. You know that painting, American Gothic. I thought it was just basically a message board for American Gothic, just what they like, people like about it, what they dislike.
Yeah, man. I figured this.
You ever see American Gothic in real life?
Yeah, I have.
Where is it, in D.C.?
I think it's in Chicago.
Is it?
Maybe it's in DC.
The Art Institute of Chicago?
I think it's in Chicago.
I want to see it.
I think I've seen it.
We should recreate that one day.
It's never been done before.
We should be the first people to do American Gothic. You know? You know what'd be funny? You know they should redo American Gothic, but have... This is so stupid. Imagine it's Susie Sue from Susie and the Banshees and Robert Smith. You know what I mean? American Gothic.
Did that already. Oh, that's funny. Oh, I didn't even get the whole thing.
Oh, you didn't get
good.
it.
That's good.
Have they not done that?
I don't think they've done. You
American
have to Google
Gothic.
That. We'll
American
Google
Gothic.
That.
They got to get Robert Smith and Susie Sue.
Subscribe to the Patreon if you want to buy that poster.
If you want to see that shirt on Louis next.
Yeah.
On his next shirt, see American Gothic with the icons
of great idea.
Someone must have done that before, right?
Someone must have.
I mean, I bet you if you Google American Gothic, Robert Smith, Susie Sue, it's got to be on there.
It's really funny.
Those are the most iconic figures, I think. Or
they're both British though.
Yeah. That's the irony of it. And that's what makes it an ironic shirt. Okay, who would be American Gothic? I'm trying to think. I mean, they're all British.
My Chemical Romance?
No. Ugh. They're all
Bauhaus British?
Yes, they are. Yeah.
I don't know goth music that much.
I mean, it's all British to me.
It is. It's all British. Yeah.
It's all Greek to me.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
It's kind of British. It is a very.
It's all British. It's all British. But do you like the drummers, the drummer-led ensembles because you yourself are a drummer? And people might not know this about Louis. Maybe they do. Louis is a drummer.
I was a drummer. I'm not. I was. You know what? I was never good. I played drums in high school and a little bit in college. I was very good, but I understand it.
He was in marching band. Good enough to be in the marching band.
I was good enough to. Anyone could be in it.
Now, what did you play? Quads?
No, I played a snare.
Oh, you're like a little drummer boy.
That's right.
Did you like that? Were you kind of going around like that? Did you wear? Did you ever dress up like Adam and the Ants and stuff and get all militaristic with it?
Well, I mean, I was marching band, so it wasn't militaristic.
Yeah, exactly. So you were. The answer was yes.
Yes, the answer is yes. Yeah,
did you ever get? Did you? So you did snare drum. You were good at that.
Yeah.
You did rolls and all that.
I was okay. I wasn't the best.
Did you like doing that though? It was pretty fun, huh?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I didn't do it my senior year. As soon as I could not do it, I didn't do it. It was like you could do that. You could do that for gym, and I was like, I'd rather do that than gym.
Well, then you didn't need to do it in your junior year.
No,
you started high school in 10th grade.
Yes.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started in 9th grade, but because you know how it is.
I do.
I wanted to get an early in on high school. You know what I mean? I wanted to get a lay of the land before 10th grade comes along.
I think it's a little weird. I'm into K through 6, 7 through 9, 10 through 12. I think that's how it should be.
Me, I'm into K through 6, 7 through 8, or 7, 8, and then 9 through 10, 12, or whatever. Yeah.
I don't know. You really think 9th grade should go all the way?
Yeah, it works because that's freshman. That's real fresh meat. You know what I mean? You can't be a freshman and be the oldest in your school. That doesn't work.
Well, yeah, the freshman thing is out.
No, I think freshman is classic, though.
Okay.
Come on, fresh meat. Come on, you know? Don't you want that fresh meat?
God.
Freshman, I mean, that's a whole thing. I mean, freshman, that's a classic thing. Being a freshman in high school, you missed out on that experience of being a freshman in high school.
You're right.
I mean, you missed out on that experience of looking up to these seniors, and they look like college kids or something. They look huge.
Yeah, it's really crazy. That's
so
why I'm
weird.
saying they shouldn't be in the same school.
But it's kind of cool.
Nah.
It's kind of cool. When I went to high school, I just felt like, wow, wow, this is for adults, you know.
And you were like, I bet before that you were drinking apple juice. But
no, that was junior high. Thank you. But that, yeah, we don't drink apple juice anymore because this is junior high. I should have looked at that camera.
That's pretty
People
good.
don't know that commercial, but you know it though.
I know all the things that you know. We've talked about these.
I know it's good. That's why I love about you.
Oh, that's
You
nice.
You grew up in Los Angeles like me, and you kind of get the same kind of pop culture references and stuff.
What's weird? Those things are. I don't even think there's new pop culture references because everyone has their own pop culture. So it's like the pop culture reference is kind of out.
It was imposed onto you when we were younger. You know.
Well, there was a general culture. Now there is none. It's all niche. It's all personalized.
It's all what you want when you want. So that's a really interesting point. Is that pop culture references are dead now? Kind of. I mean, 20 years from now, well, I don't know. People, I guess, will be able to reference certain things.
I still think
Taylor
some things
Swift,
some things are classic. Some things are in the news. Some things are big enough. But like,
there's less
even
of it.
As big as Taylor Swift is, I don't think her music is nearly as ubiquitous
as Michael Jackson.
Exactly. Not even close.
Well, no one will ever touch Michael Jackson. No.
But they can't.
No one will ever touch Michael, but Michael may have touched other people. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, that was good.
But no one can touch that because I don't think anyone will ever be as famous as Michael Jackson.
But this is because of what I'm saying.
Yeah,
there isn't that kind of fame or stardom anymore. Period.
People know this on the podcast, but I'm one of the top Michael Jackson comedians in the country.
You are,
and
you rated that by Michael Jackson Magazine, MGM.
MGM. You subscribe to MGM?
Yeah.
Or you can get their deluxe version, the bonus issues, the MGM Grand. It's just there's different tiers. You go MGM, and then you go MGM Grand, and it's like the bonus issue. If you get all the Michael Jackson picks that nobody's seeing,
oh, these are exclusive.
You're getting exclusive sort of vitiligo picks.
Do you remember when people just broke in Neverland Ranch? Like it was abandoned, so they just went there.
Is that
and
true?
Got in, yeah.
Oh, I want to go.
I don't know. We all. I mean, that would be forget Graceland.
Louis, take me to Neverland.
Where you can be a boy forever.
Yeah. No, that's exactly. You know what I know that sounds like Peter Pan and everything, but you know who his favorite Disney character was?
No.
Pinocchio. No joke.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Michael Jackson was on the cover of Disney Adventures magazine. I saw it in the newsstands. I said, "What's this? Disney Adventures? Michael Jackson?
Uh-huh.
Who's he posing with?" Because they always would pose with a Disney character.
Uh-huh.
He's there with Pinocchio himself.
Wow.
And then it was explained in there that Pinocchio is his favorite character.
Who's a bigger star, Michael Jackson or Pinocchio?
I mean, when Pinocchio starts getting that long nose.
Yeah. 6 inches of nose? 8 inches of nose?
12-incher?
Oh, 12 inches of nose.
He's giving Michael Jackson a run for his money. I think Michael Jackson is a bigger celebrity than Pinocchio.
I don't know, man.
Really?
Pinocchio's kind of a classic story. You're forgetting how old Pinocchio is. You're thinking just Disney Pinocchio.
No. I've read the original Pinocchio.
When's it from?
I don't know. It's old.
Who wrote it?
It's an Italian guy.
Giuseppe.
Yeah, Geppetto wrote it.
No, Giuseppe Fettuccine.
What if Geppetto wrote it though too?
The story. This is what happened.
I'm gonna write the story and then I'm gonna make it, and then I'm gonna make a real boy. First, I'm gonna write the story of the real boy, and then I'm gonna make a real boy. I'm gonna make it a real boy. I want to ask you about something about marching band, but maybe I'll ask it to you in the Unzipped.
Is it time to unzip? Do I unzip?
We could hold off on unzipping it for maybe 2 minutes or something. But about pop culture though, I just want to remember these things for unzip. Yeah, there's I feel like also I think our generation in particular, it's this. I mean, Moshe has this point that we kind of came of age when I don't know, hip hop went mainstream kind of or something. And there's something really specific about that makes us even more unique than the bigger Generation X. You know what I mean? That there's
we're X. We're a micro generation.
what I'm saying is
not
that
just
we
that.
are X, but it's the
We're not X. We're Xillennial. Xillennial.
Yeah,
Xillennial.
for me personally, I don't relate to the millennial experience at all, really. And I
No, but that's because you purposely kept yourself out of it by getting off tech stuff.
Okay, well, whatever the case may be, I feel like we're tail end of X, right? And so there's this, and I feel like that's most of X doesn't get this hip hop influence though.
Totally.
And whether you liked hip hop or not, it was part of you.
Sure.
And and I think that's why. And there's something about that, the references that we get,
I think so for sure. That's definitely true.
It's a hip hop thing, and it's a specific thing about this end of X thing.
Sure. I agree. I think that's part of it. I think it's the tech adaptation, whereas like their Gen X is really like kind of like in their deep in their 20s when they get even any kind of internet or cell phone stuff, whereas we get that earlier in our 20s or maybe even college,
or not at all,
like you. But I think something with comedy. There's two things when I hear someone with a really Gen X point of view, it sounds really like another time to me, because they love a pop culture reference. They really love it. And if you notice, a lot of it's in like old Simpsons. Like, how old Simpsons?
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy to watch an old Simpsons episode.
Those are the best ones.
Sure. But the weird thing about it is those old Simpsons episodes are making references to culture that was already old when those episodes came out.
Yeah.
So now it's like 60-year-old culture that they're referencing in that stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think, like I said, I think the pop culture, there's a sophistication to knowing all these pop culture references now, because there's such accessibility to everything. Like, it's not impressive that you know all this stuff.
Everyone's gone Hyde.
It's a waste of exactly. It's a waste of your brain space, because everyone can just look up a pop culture reference, and there is no general culture. There's also this thing.
And I love references, by the way, old ones.
Sure, I get it, but that's your Gen X in you. And then I think there's also the slacker thing. Not even a slacker thing, but like really like there's this like it's kind of what you're talking about, where it's like it's not cool to try hard. It's not cool. It's like, what it is?
I don't relate to that aspect.
No, but it's like this. It's like, you're talking about hip hop. It's like hip hop versus punk rock. Punk rock is fuck the system. I'm not even gonna try. The system's lame. Commercial is lame. Hip hop is like game the system. Be a gangster. Run the system. Make money, right? It's about making money. Mm-hmm. Punk rock's about like why it's not cool to make money. Do you realize how different those are?
Uh-huh.
They're totally different.
Uh-huh.
So it's like not cool to in that way to like be. It's not cool to be commercial, Gen X wise. And once it comes past that, it is cool. Like, it's part of the thing,
A very astute Dr. Jekyll-esque point made.
Sorry, it wasn't very funny.
No, I think it's really cool.
Okay,
actually,
right.
I think that's a really good point. And I'm when I say Dr. Jekyll, I'm not being irreverent or whatever. I'm saying that respectfully. That is an astute observation.
Sometimes I feel like I fuck up podcasts by just wanting to have a regular conversation.
No, I think it's cool. I like it. And I think that was
cool.
it's a good point to end on for right now.
We'll get crazy and unzip.
We're gonna get Dick crazy. Okay, he might take out his balls. He's been known to do that.
I have been known to do that.
We'll talk about that later. Okay, we're gonna talk about Louis' balls. If these balls could talk. That's his first album, by the way. You can check that out. But look, thank you to Louis Katz. We're gonna go unzipped. If you want to go unzipped with us, join the Patreon. It's patreon.com/Poundcast. And you can get the episode a couple days earlier than usual. And it's ad-free, mostly ad-free. And it's, I don't know, there's other little tidbits that get posted on there as well. Join us there. If you want to watch the show on video, check out youtube.com/ThePoundcast. And we're also on Instagram @ThePoundcast. Now, Louis, what should people check? I mean, for one thing, Louis released a stand-up special. It was earlier this year, right? Or was
it's already about a year ago.
Wow, I can't believe time flies.
Yeah, man.
I always know it's called present tense, right?
Yes,
Present
that's
tense.
what it's
but it's
called.
funny because the name gets, you have it titled on YouTube as the best comedian you never heard of or something,
yes.
right? But so I always think that's the title, and I forget that the title is actually present tense. But it's present tense. This is a new special on, but you don't even need help promoting it at this point. it did really well, and congratulations on
Thanks,
that. It's
man.
great that did so well.
1.3 million.
It's great. I mean, so it's on YouTube. It's free on YouTube. Louis
It's free.
Katz. But what else should people check out? What do you want? Do you have dates? Anything you want?
Yeah, I got shows coming up. I'm going to be in Cleveland, in Phoenix, in Sunnyvale, and
Rooster T-bone steak.
yeah, I am going to be Rooster T Feathers. Cleveland, and in Houston. I'm going to be in Cleveland, Phoenix, Houston, and Sunnyvale, all coming out at the beginning of the year. And when does this come out? Like now?
Next week.
So, you might be thinking, I'm not even thinking about what I'm doing in February. I'm not thinking about what I'm doing in January. But here's what I'm saying. What a great stocking stuffer. Get someone tickets now to the show then.
I like that.
And that's a good gift. And then you have, you have plans to make.
It fits in the stocking too.
That's what I'm saying.
The tickets fit in the printout, the online printout. It fits in the. You can just fold that paper up, put it right in the stocking.
Fold it up, put it in there. You don't got a printer, but don't worry about that.
You know what? Put the cell phone in there.
Yeah, that's a good call. So anyway, yeah, buy those tickets now and come see me there, and subscribe to the YouTube because I hopefully have more stuff coming out there. I got big plans that don't exist yet.
Your YouTube channel is called Louis Katz Comedy.
Yes,
Louis Katz Comedy, and Instagram is what?
Louis Katz Comedy.
Louis Katz Comedy. Hey, there's a little video that we co-posted of us doing a duo act that we used to do from over 20 years ago.
Yes, and it's on Instagram. You can check it out.
Over 20 years ago, we got a little clip of a bit. We don't even have the full bit, but we should get that full. We should get another part of that bit out at least.
I'm down.
Yeah. But anyway, hey, thanks again.
Hey, thanks for having me. Tell Doug I said what's up.
Oh, and thank you to Aaron Bruntgart behind the boards.
Thanks, Aaron.
And thank you to Jack Birch behind the other boards. And thank you to All Things Comedy. And we'll see you next week, or we'll see you in just a little bit at the Unzipped. Hope to see you there. Bye-bye.
Brent talking. Brent, what will Brent talk about today? Brent talking to some pimples. Brent will talk to friends, and Brent talking on the Poundcast.